back
to the
pod.
cast.
Yeah,
We're
John.
no, we're not
Cool.
pod
I went cast
dot
net gov
DVD Blu-ray player.
MP4.
Whoops. I got boogers coming out of my nose.
Ew. Hey everybody, sorry about that. We were totally not together on what we were doing there.
No. How you doing?
McCowie. Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you doing, McCowie?
I'm doing good, man. What's your name?
I'm John.
What's my name?
And you are McCowie because I asked you I think I asked you what you wanted, McCowie. And we have a special guest here for our third episode. And stop doing that in the mic. I gave you a rule. You have to listen to the rule, otherwise people aren't going to listen.
A little sip of energy. Liquid energy.
Anyway, we have a guest today. And his
that?
name is
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Jimmy, speak a little louder.
Yeah, we want the people of the world to hear you. You gotta get your energy up. You gotta get your voice loud and excited.
Alrighty. I am Jimmy Taylor, Jimmy Corona Taylor, if you want to know that.
Is your middle name really a beer?
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's when I first met Jimmy. That's how he introduced himself. He was
Yeah.
like, Jimmy Corona Taylor, like the beer. I remember that.
Yeah. I have to. I mean,
Otherwise, they're gonna see like Karina,
yeah.
Cortana. What are you trying to say?
It's dumb. I don't know what people try to say. Corona is a pretty common word. It just means crown in Spanish.
Oh,
It's nice.
see that
Family
makes more
name.
sense.
Yeah.
because they
it's
say
good.
Corona beer is good, but everyone else I know just describes as Mexican piss. But that's
Yeah.
that's just my friends. I don't know.
My parents are not alcoholics.
That's good.
As many people have asked. Well, mostly not alcoholics, as many people have asked. So it's good.
Do you guys know that girl Margarita?
I know a lot of Mexican girls named Margarita.
See, is that a Spanish word also, or is that just a common Spanish name, or is that just? when I hear
Margarita is it's like a dandelion. Or like a
I
daisy
thought that was
or something.
Marisol.
I don't remember which one it is, but it's a
Okay.
flower. Like Margarita is a type of flower.
Got it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I've
So
heard
why is the
that
drink
name.
called margarita?
Because tequila, man.
Tequila?
Tequila.
Tequila's made of agave?
Agave.
Agave.
Yeah.
Agave. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. This is the We're Not Cool podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're just going to start from there and just disregard everything we said before.
Mm-hmm. My name's McCowie,
John?
Jimmy.
and this is the podcast, and we're just going to jump right in, talk about what we're liking this week.
Yeah.
John,
Yeah. Oh. Through those grunts, I can only assume that you're asking what I was into this week.
Yeesh.
Things I got into. If you guys listened to the last podcast, I talked about how Pokemon Sun and Moon is coming out here in November, which is tomorrow. Happy Halloween, everybody. Forgot to say that. And it's going to be posted a little later than Halloween, so sorry about that. But anyway, so they released a month early demo for it. Played it through. Took about 2 hours. It was a lot of fun. Just kind of all the best parts of X and Y version, plus a little more. And you get a free Greninja for your other game once you start. Like they're not making it a challenge anymore. Like these games are like, hey, here's a free 100 level something at the start, and then you guys can just go kick some gym ass,
But now it's become really, really like tough. You know how like now it's like EV this and IV that. And,
Yeah,
like,
where people are getting super serious about it.
Yeah.
I'm such a casual Pokemon gamer that I've found out.
I don't even know what IV and EV really are.
Me either.
So
Or like egg groups and
yeah, and so I think that's why they're like, we made it more difficult to challenge people that are too into this.
or like it's harder to be PvP as opposed player versus player as opposed to playing all the
Oh.
NPCs in the game, which non-player character, I don't know what NPC stands for, but just the like computer characters in the game are super easy to play and beat.
Yeah, I think it's
And-
meant to like be super interweb centric, like people to
Interweb-centric.
play online with other people.
Yeah.
and bring people together
It's smart,
because it's Pokemon.
right?
Pokemon builds friendships.
At least
also
that's what the
destroys them.
commercials with the little Asian kids proves.
Oh yeah, the Hawaiian kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, so it's a beautiful commercial.
It is.
Okay.
There's no
Agree.
doubt about it. So, a Japanese boy moves to Hawaii, and he knows nobody. And so he's like, I'm really shy. No one likes me. And
Me
then,
and my striped shirt.
yeah. And then a day in, he was about to get bullied, right?
I thought he was just like playing Pokemon in the corner of the lunchroom, and people were like, "Hey, you play Pokemon?" us too, brah, because that's how Hawaiians talk.
Yeah.
Something like
Bruh.
that.
Yeah.
Bruh.
And then all of a sudden, the best kind of friendship you can imagine was built. All because of
Interracial.
one question. And it's a beautiful We Are the World moment.
Yeah.
Made me cry a little bit. And then I realized this is a dumb commercial.
No.
Yeah. And then they just released another one where it's like his fort got taken over, like the little kid who made all these friends, because it's obviously an interracial group of children, because that's just peace in a picture. And they had made a fort that they put a bunch of work into, and then these older kids took it over, and they're like, "Hey, we see you have Nintendo DSs. We'll battle for it." And then the little kids lose, and they're like, "Shucks, mister. I guess we have to go train our Pokemons up."
Because that's how the real world works.
Right. And then they went and trained their Pokemons, and they came back and they're like, "Now we're ready." And then they kick the older kids' butts, and they're like, "Yeah, we won! Asian kid won!" And then the Asian kid has to move again.
Oh,
Yeah. So real sad ending.
sucks, man. And just as he was building friendships,
Yep.
they were taken away from him.
Yes, they were. And so anyway, that's a big part of my last week, like one of the more exciting parts. What else did I do? I went to bar trivia for the first time with my girlfriend. That was a lot of fun.
What's bar? So
So-
we at a bar?
Yeah, just what it
Yeah.
sounds like, Macau. Go figure. We went to this place called the Denver. I just had a sticker. Denver Bicycle Cafe. Haha.
Oh yeah.
Sticker right here.
Mhm.
And it's like half coffee shop, half bike mechanic shop, half bar. So 3 halves of a place. And in
And
the
3 halves equals 150%.
that it does, my
Math.
friend. And so Saturday nights from 8 to 10,
Mhm.
it's bar trivia, and they did Halloweeny type things,
Huh.
Halloweener type things. And one of the rounds I thought I would do really well on was the zombie round, because it was all zombie movies. It was sound clips from 8 different zombie movies, and I'm like, oh, I can get these. I love zombies. I think it's totally irrational, but I have fun with it. And so I was listening to him, and I got like one was like this really grainy audio. I'm like, okay, the only old zombie movie I could think of is Night of the Living Dead. I got it right just from a crap guess, so that was cool. But then all the rest, it's like these very obscure ones, and then I was like, okay, I know the titles of zombie movies, so I'm just gonna stick those in there for ones I know for sure aren't the ones that I know.
Huh.
And I was really hoping for a Zombieland question because I love that movie, and I'm so excited they're making a sequel.
Zombieland?
Yeah, with
Right.
Jesse Eisenberg and what is
Woody
his name?
Harrelson.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson and Emma
Oh.
Stone.
I've never watched it, but
It's
it looks
so
weird.
good. It's
Is it good?
awesome.
Is it a comedy or a horror movie?
It's comedy horror.
Both.
I
It's
mean,
a horror movie?
yeah, it's like Jesse Eisenberg meets up with Woody Harrelson, and they travel the country, go into different cities to see, because there's supposed to be these like in the zombie world, there's always like these rumors of safe havens where zombies can't get into, and then they team up, go do stuff, and they meet up with Emma Stone and her little sister, whoever plays her, and they're like, we're going to Oceanside Funland in California because that's supposed to be a safe haven. And then they get there, and it's obviously full of zombies because rumors are worthless in the zombie world. And Jesse Eisenberg gets the girl, which he gets in every movie,
Jesse Eisenberg?
except for Superman versus Batman,
Eisenberg?
Yeah.
He
Is
gets the girl?
right?
Damn.
And except for what was that other movie where he played Zuckerberg?
The Social Network.
Yeah,
hmm
he didn't get the girl in that one. He
I
told her
actually
she
like
had
that
B
movie.
cups. What?
I actually like that movie a lot.
I did too. Especially Justin Timberlake is the inventor of Napster.
Yeah.
Thought that was hilarious.
hmm
But so that was a lot of fun. Me and Allison, my girlfriend, did Awful.
Hey.
Awful.
We get it. You
What?
got
No,
a girl.
I get that. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I don't
hey,
mean to
move
brag,
on. I'm just
but
kidding.
no, it was
I'm
fun,
kidding.
and we did Awful. Like we were like playing across from these like other couples, and they're like, oh yeah. And we're just sitting there like, how do they know these things? Like these are such obscure questions. Like there was a round on opera. Like who the hell knows anything about opera other than just weirdos?
Oh, Stan and Sally over there.
Yeah,
They know that
exactly.
opera.
So they were just like, oh yeah, that opera, and I got one question right because it was like a movie where she said she liked an opera and it made her pee, and it was Pretty Woman because I watch old Julia Roberts movies, and so yeah, that was my first time, and I'm excited to go back. I'm gonna try different bars because that one was kind of crowded, but it was still fun. There was free beer around, so if you got a certain question right, you got free beer.
Oh, that's
I did not
pretty
many of those, but I had a couple beers. So that was good.
Nice, man.
Other things, went and saw the newest Godzilla, not the American one, with, bless you, sir.
Is that you ruining our podcast? I'm kidding, Jimothy. I made him sad.
It's okay.
It's all right, Timothy.
You can come
Chin up.
back. You can come back.
Chin up, little boy.
So yeah, saw the new Japanese Godzilla. It's either called Shin Godzilla or Godzilla Resurgence. I never got that clarified, but it was all dubbed, which mean or subtitled. So it was like listening in Japanese. Japanese. And
Japanese.
that's what that sounded like to me too. So it was basically a weird take on Godzilla, and Godzilla looked friggin' weird. Like
good weird? Or
no, bad weird. He had this like heat in him because he was constantly glowing orange through the cracks of his skin, and he had these like crazy powers where the end of his tail shot a laser, and he shot a laser out of his mouth and out of his eyes, and yeah, it just got weird. And then like the end of the movie was just ridiculous because they're like, I know how to kill him. We have to lower his body temperature.
Oh my god!
And that was the resolution to the movie, was they had to lower his body temperature. So that was friggin' weird, and the CGI was awful, and they chose... So one of the big parts of it was like, we need America's help! And so they were like crapping on America the entire time too. Like, we need America's help, because, you know, Americans are cocky, and they think they can help us. And there was this Japanese actress who played an American-Japanese ambassador, and she was very obviously just straight Japanese, because whenever she, like, put on her American accent, she was very, like... It was very obvious she was not American. Or English wasn't her first language.
So 9 out of 10?
If I were to give it a rating, I would probably give it a 7, because Godzilla movies are just fun to watch. So regardless, it gets a C from me. But they could have...
Even with the laser tail?
Even with the laser tail. Because I thought the, like... You know how after the credits they always have the little thing like, ooh, this could be part of the next movie. That was really cool to me. I'm not going to ruin it for everyone else who's a Kaiju/Godzilla fan, so... I'm going to move on from that and just say, go check it out if you like Godzilla movies. I'd probably wait. I wouldn't pay the $12 or whatever movies cost nowadays like I did. But I was just really excited to see it.
Nice, man.
Yeah, and that's pretty much been my exciting week. Yeah. I got Brian was really excited. My roommate, he was here for our first podcast. He was really excited about the Skyrim remastered.
Skyrim.
It's the
video game.
Yeah, it's the video game that he was.
Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, that
yes.
one. And because they just like, again, with the whole Bioshock, like Brian talked about the first episode, they're just like, hey, let's add better graphics and resell it for full price because, you know.
That's bullshit.
Exactly. And so I got Brian this, I let Brian know about this special edition that we were selling at Best Buy. And it came with like a steel book and a cool hat with the horns on it.
I'm going to cut you off right there.
Yes, sir.
Don't give Best Buy free advertisements.
I'm not giving him...
Hey.
The thing's gone already.
Hey.
It's sold out. I bought the last one.
This is a podcast listened to by 9 people.
I know.
Don't give
I think it
Just
was
kidding.
a little more than that. I mean, it was funny because like the first episode we had like twice as many views for the second.
Oh, yeah.
So people were like, okay, this was all right. I don't want to listen to it again, but it was all right. So
And this is not for me. Sorry,
Yeah.
you were saying before I rudely interrupted
no,
you.
that's the end of my spiel for the week. That
You
was
look
my
like you
week
got
in
mad.
a nutshell. What?
You got mad.
I got mad.
You got mad.
You got mad.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, that's me,
Cool, man. Jimothy?
Jiminy.
All right, one
Jiminy
second.
Cricket?
To the defense of your viewers, I haven't even gotten to the second episode of this podcast yet.
Get out.
Just because I'm so freaking busy all the time with
I got
school and
Yeah.
everything. I'm just like, oh, when can I listen to podcasts? When I'm dozing off to sleep. And then I have to re-listen to the second half of the podcast and not the entire thing, since I'm just...
Because Mikhail's voice put himself and the audience to sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially the...
I'm just kidding. That's how you got to keep him awake, Mikhail. Throwing some surprises.
I'm gonna be real. I was telling these guys before we recorded this. I feel like I need to apologize for the second episode because I listened back to it while I was editing, and I got bored of myself, and I don't like it. So if you listen to it, thank you, but I'm sorry.
We appreciate you, Mikhail. Thank you for that. But I don't think it was all that necessary. I had fun doing it. I enjoyed your input that you put in. I learned a little bit more about Batman than I already knew. I'm already a Batman freak, but Mikhail knows him a little better, especially in that timeline. But otherwise, I had a good time, so you don't need to be too down on yourself.
No. My name's Macaulay, and I have been proud. I gave up on that sentence.
Hi, Mikhail.
Pat on the back.
AA.
That was all me trying to get compliments.
Just baiting the hook, and I fell for it, just like that. Sorry, Jiminy. He interrupted again.
Go ahead, Cricket.
I'm gonna kill him.
There you go. Well, 14 inches. 14 inches, McCallie.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Alright.
All right.
And it's happening.
It's happening every time, yeah. I'm telling you, it's hard to wrangle this one.
Oh my goodness.
Trying to hold him back.
I have the attention span of a squirrel. So you give me rules, I'm not going to follow them.
I don't think that's what
No. Well,
attention deficit cause.
I'm getting there.
Oh, okay.
So, because I have the attention span of a squirrel, I get bored easily. When I get bored easily, I don't care about rules. When I don't care about rules, I break them.
And go to jail.
I break him
Oh
what?
my gosh. Alright.
All right.
You just have to speed through what you're saying, Jimmy, or he's just going to keep interrupting.
I'm sorry. I'm a very selfish person when it comes to talking.
It's very true.
I don't care about anyone else's input.
It's okay. I lived with you for a year. We had lots of 4 a.m. conversations where we're just so disoriented.
You're in
Bad things
trouble.
happen. Good people go to jail. Bad people run free.
It's like that movie Flight with Denzel, except with the judge.
I've seen like the first part of that movie where I met the heroin chick, and then I moved on. So
I never watched the movie.
see? Well, because he did
God.
like cocaine and orange juice was I think his.
What?
Yeah, that was what Denzel got in trouble for because he was a coke addict,
Oh.
and then he crashed a plane like a night after of drinking and doing coke. But everyone survived. Like he saved everyone obviously, but then it was like, hey, you crashed one of our $1 million planes. You need to go to trial for plane terrorism. I don't know.
Yeah,
Or a
I don't
plain no.
Yeah, that one.
there were deaths, and the NTSB has to investigate everything. And one of the girls was one of the ones that went on the coke binger with him.
Oh,
And that's
yeah,
one of the
yeah,
reasons he ended up confessing.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Anyone who's going to watch the movie now, sorry.
Yeah.
You just got the whole thing.
As we discussed, if it's after like 3 months of something, there's no such thing as spoilers. It's like,
Nice.
hey, Snape killed Dumbledore. Can I ruin Force
I haven't
Awakens?
gotten there. Huh?
Can I
No.
no? Force Awakens, I feel like that one was pretty big.
Okay, it's big enough.
Who dies?
That's easy. Han Solo.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry people, but if you're just learning this, you live a sheltered life.
Sheltered from Star Wars. That's a whole nother level.
That's
of
just
sheltered.
wrong. I mean, my mom sheltered me from almost everything, but Star Wars was one of the things I got through and actually got to enjoy growing up, which was nice. Especially when I'd go play with my friend Elliot. He had the customizable lightsabers. And so we'd
What?
fight all the time. So it would be like, I'd play Stormtrooper sometimes, so I'd shoot him with Nerf guns, and he'd try to block him with his lightsaber, and then sometimes we'd just have straight lightsaber duels.
Damn, dude, I miss those days.
Right.
Where imagination ran rampant,
Oh, yeah.
and it was okay.
Yeah.
You weren't a crazy person. You were a child.
Now if you do it, you're just an
Just
artist.
Weird.
And weird.
You're an artist with a drug addiction of some sort.
Oh, God.
You were saying, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Oh, I
After
don't
your
even
synopsis
remember
of-
what I was saying, but all right.
4 a.m. high conversation.
Yeah. This week. this.
Oh, God, it hurts.
So while Macaulay's having a conniption fit over there, we're gonna let them both catch their breaths apparently.
Oh, God. And I'm getting over a cold, so that hurt my sinuses.
Oh, my
Poor
goodness.
So Jimmy was saying, we used to be roommates, and we both had sleeping issues, and so we would chill too often in the living room talking about the most random shit, and then regretting it the next day.
Because you were
Yeah.
up so late, or because you said
As-
deep secrets.
No, because we're
Mainly
up
the
really late.
first. Like, I think, what was it, finals week, where we just stayed up that entire night, got breakfast, and then went to class?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably not the best thing we should have done, but...
Yeah. That was a good omelet, though.
Yeah, it was good. I'm a fan. Can I plug JC's Cafe?
No.
JC's okay.
Until they give us money.
Is that the place that has the really good hangover food, like with the biscuits and gravy and
Yes.
across from Rockrest?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Sorry.
That
Oh,
place.
Yeah.
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 So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't regret it, Jimothy.
Don't regret it. Yeah.
Not a single moment.
I think the only thing about those nights was it spoiled Mr. Robot for me. But I still haven't gotten back to watching it, so all the spoilers are already out, and I already know everything that happens, and I'm
I
crying.
haven't seen any of it.
You haven't seen Mr. Robot?
I've heard really good things about
It's
the.
so good.
What is his name? The guy who plays the main guy.
Oh, fuck.
Because I liked him as Tutankhamun in the Night of the Museum or Night at the Museum movies.
Night Before Christmas?
Oh, I didn't even notice that was the same guy. Yeah.
He has
Now
the
that I
Cambridge
think of it.
accent.
Rami
Yeah.
Malek.
That's what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sorry I spoiled it for you because it's a really good show.
But
As-
are they quitting after the second season, or what did they say they're gonna do?
No, last I haven't even finished the second season because I like binging them.
Oh, okay.
But I think they're renewed for a third season.
Cool.
Last I checked,
I'm
but
down for that.
could be wrong.
Nice.
But yeah, you were saying spoiled Mr. Robot.
Oh, that was basically the entire end of that thought. But yeah, just those late nights, it was fun. Lots of comic book talks, that was cool.
Yeah.
Do you read comic books, Jimmy?
A little bit. I've gotten way more into them because of the Marvel cinematic universe, and especially after watching like Luke Cage over the last couple of weeks,
Oh,
and
yeah?
Jessica Jones.
I'm
and
so
Daredevil.
behind.
Oh God. Okay.
I just watched the first episode of Jessica Jones, and it's like first episode she has sex with Luke Cage, and I'm like, holy cow, it's Luke Cage! I got all excited, and I was like, is that a spoiler? Did like people not know that was Luke Cage? And everyone's just like, no, they cast him well before
Yeah.
Jessica Jones started, and it's like, okay, whatever,
Yeah.
fine. I guess it's not cool.
You're
I got
just
excited,
behind the curve.
Yeah.
With the sippy. Nice. I'm gonna get you a sippy cup so you can't even do that.
Rockstar energy drinks are freaking magical. I just wanted to put that out there.
So I can't plug Best Buy, but you can plug Rockstar all night long.
Mm-hmm.
Dave-
Whose computer are we recording this on? I'm kidding.
I have a retort, but I'm not gonna use it.
What? What's your retort?
Whose room are we in?
Damn. That's right. What did you just slurp on?
I
You
do.
sucking on some soda?
Yeah, sorry. It's a bad habit. It's Code Red. It's the only thing I'll put in my gullet that's carbonated,
Nice.
other than champagne. Oh, red. Exactly.
So what are you into? The last week.
Yeah, what were you doing with your week other
Oh,
than school?
other than school,
Yeah, in your free time.
more school.
More school.
I
Just
mean,
straight school for a week. That would kill me.
Did a lot of school. I'm still trying to learn a little bit of Japanese, a little bit of German, a little bit of I already know a lot of Spanish, but that's one of my hobbies
Is that
that
from
I
your upbringing?
kind of stick with. The Spanish, kind of. I'm half Hispanic.
too.
But my mom never spoke when we were like kids, so I learned a lot of Spanish from school, TV, family, and then just
Did you watch the
internet.
telenovelas growing up?
Oh my God.
They're the best. Right?
It was always good. Half the time I didn't know what they were saying, but I knew it was very dramatic. So that was
Oh yeah.
one of the highlights of childhood. One thing I did watch this week, or I guess didn't watch, I listened to it, was a poetry spoken word CD by Levi the Poet, and that was super awesome.
Who's Levi the Poet?
Yeah, explain.
Levi the Poet is this guy that it's called Correspondence of Fiction, and he just made this fictional story, and each song type length, like 3 to 4 minutes, is like a chapter, and just a spoken word rendition of a certain situation, and it just goes all the way through a person's life, a
Wow.
fictional person's life, and it's super amazing. And I listened through that like 2 or 3 times, and that just one of the things that hit me this week, because it's really deep and emotional, and makes me want to like write a little bit again after a while, because I mean, get kind of burnt out just doing mindsy and math and science and stuff. So
Yeah, I get that. The only ever spoken word slam poetry I've ever listened to was one of my favorite books is Ready Player One. It's written by Ernest Cline, and he did a bunch of slam poetry / spoken word as he was, progressing in his artist's life. And he put out a CD or an EP, whatever they call them, just digital download of it, called was it Ultraman is Airwolf? So it's just as nerdy slam poetry as you can get. Like one was called Nerd Pornateur. One was Thank You for Calling or Tech Support. Just all these different things.
Oh, you showed me that one. Yeah.
I did, yeah.
That was pretty cool, actually.
And so that's all I've ever listened to. So it's never been anything like below surface level of poetry or
No, that's-
that kind of stuff, because it's just like, I don't know, world's depressing enough as it is. I don't want to be forced to be sad.
No, of course.
Nothing against it. It's just not my bag.
And that's awesome though, because I like people who are taking different types of genres into different types of spheres. Because I want people to be happy. Because I know slam poetry, the idea came of it from like the inner city, and it's a lot of blue collar thing, and it was all about emotion. But whenever you're taking things like that into something funny or like rap, we listen to like a lot of comedians, and like Weird Al's been doing it for I don't know how many years, and a lot of the rap sphere, and then. Now we've got Little Dicky and different people like that.
I love Little Dicky.
Yeah. And it's just the idea of people putting in their media, putting comedy into it, and letting people enjoy it without having to have certain types of emotions that might be forced with that in another way.
Right.
So it's really cool.
That is awesome.
I used to hate poetry growing up. I'm like, why are you being so difficult trying to say something?
Mhm.
Just say it and move on. And then I started really getting into slam poetry, and I realized, oh, okay, I get it now, because this shit moves you, even with like, I don't know, I like it a lot, but I don't like old literature. So, old poetry, not a big fan, but hip-hoppy, slam poetry-ish type of poetry, I dig, because it's deep, but it's also understanding, like, this person isn't looking through a thesaurus trying to show off their literary talents.
Yeah.
They're ordinary people like you and I who love art, and they're trying to communicate a deeper message through a simpler medium, I guess you could say. And that's what really and that's for the same reason that's why I love hip hop is you have deeper ideas being communicated in such a relatable way that you're not stuck there trying to I was about to curse again.
Curse all you want, man. My mom keeps listening to this, and I just like, why do you do this, Mom? I told you. I love that you're supportive, but just be a little less supportive. I love you, Mom, and I appreciate you. Just gonna throw that in there because I know you're probably gonna listen to this because you never listen to me ever.
Ooh.
So anyway,
Aww.
yeah, sorry, Macaulay.
I
interrupted you.
Quite honestly, I'm not even joking. I forgot where that was going.
Just with your hip hop rant.
You do
Not
that.
I do that a lot.
He just does that.
He just goes off and then forgets it.
Yeah. And it was going somewhere meaningful. That's where I remember.
Yeah. And then as
I
soon
just
as you
stopped.
had to, censor yourself. You're
Yeah.
like, see, that's why I don't want to censor you. You can do it all you want. Because I know it interrupts thought processes.
Out of respect,
Yeah, I get that.
That's how I was brought up. I don't curse around grown-ups. That's weird because we're technically grown-ups now.
I know. I
Doesn't
don't feel
that
it
way, though.
at all. Especially with my stuffed animals and comic books. I have 2 stuffed animals. It's not weird. It's a childhood thing. Everyone should have 1 or 2.
It's a little weird.
It's not a little weird.
I still have like 2 of mine.
See? I lied. I have 3. I have Mr. Monk, Dog, and Pookie.
Dog. That's so creative.
I never had a name for him, so when I was younger, I decided it's just Dog because I can't, get attached. It's like having a real dog. As soon as you give it a name, you're like, man, if you die, I would be destroyed.
So you don't give it a name,
Yeah, I
and
don't
you
give
won't be
myself a-
destroyed?
Yeah, because he's there, and I've had him since I was probably 3, and he's over there in between my comic books and above my Star Wars bookends.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
So you're telling me, if I rip the head off of that stuffed animal, you'd be okay?
I would not be okay. That's the thing. Like, I named him Dog not to get attached, but he turned me over anyway, and I was just like, that's not the right phrasing, He
wow.
made me love him regardless.
Giggity.
So yeah, I have 3 stuffed animals, and you can live with that, Macaulay.
That's cool. No, I was just joking.
I know. Oh, I
I
forgot.
like making fun of people.
I have a Pikachu behind the mic stand.
I like that a lot.
It's a Pikachu made of Pikachus. Like the printed thing. That's why he's so light. He has Pikachu's printed all over him.
Ow! I just censored myself again. Whoa, that's so cool.
It's again for the 20th anniversary stuff. It was just like, I need a Pikachu.
I like it a lot.
Because, I Pikachu.
But I was going to
Anyway.
say something. I saw the most beautiful picture on Facebook
Of
the other day. And I told this to one of my closest childhood friends. Because me and him, we knew each other since we were in preschool. And we went to different elementary schools, but then ended up going to the same middle school, and we both had a crush on the same girl. And I knew her since 3rd grade. He knew her in middle school. Stop it!
Sorry.
Stop doing that. To those listening, you know what he did.
I was singing "Same Girl" by R. Kelly and Usher. Was it Usher?
I don't remember, man.
I think so. Yeah, and they're in love with "Same Girl."
Oh, wow. So I texted him the other day, and I even opened it up. Like I was like, I saw the most beautiful picture today, and I'm not gonna say your name, cause I don't deal with embarrassment very well. I'm black, but I feel like even then you'd see a blush on me. And so I was like, hey man, I saw the most beautiful picture today. And he was like, what, man? And I was like, so-and-so in a Team Rocket costume for Halloween. Because we both loved Pokemon growing up.
Yeah.
And at one point or another, we both loved this girl. And so,
That's right, Jennifer. I'm just gonna keep guessing names. It might be any of those.
Not even close, man.
Is it like more? I don't even know. Like obscure than
no.
very common.
It's not too common, but
Stephanie,
no,
Ashley,
no,
Mary,
no,
Brittany.
Julia.
no.
Jemima.
Jacqueline.
That's racist.
That wasn't racist. That's the first J name that came to my mind. I had pancakes the other day. I'm sorry.
No.
Jessica.
No, he already guessed that. No.
Janice.
See,
No.
why do we go to J names?
Michelle.
No.
Michaela.
No.
Micah.
No.
For Micah.
What?
It's a rock.
It's a rock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I should know that.
you should.
Geology was my thing. Not anymore, though.
No. Now you're all
no.
about that chemistry.
I'm all about that chemistry. No.
May,
No.
Misty.
No. No, you're just naming off characters.
I am.
August.
No.
April.
No.
I knew a girl named September.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird, but also pretty cool.
Right? It's like naming your kid Seven. Cause
That's just weird.
that's a Seinfeld joke. Like George is like, I want to name my kid Seven. Isn't that a cool name? And then his friends steal it and name their son Seven.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's like, what the heck? You stole my son's, my future kid's name. And he's like, we just like the name. I'm sorry, but we got to it first. And then the weirdest thing happened. My phone broke the other week, and I went into AT&T over in the mall area, whatever. And one of the dudes that helped me, his name was Seven. It was Sevyn. Seven. I'm pretty sure that's how it was pronounced.
No. It's Savine. No, I'm just kidding.
Sabine. I don't know. But yeah, I was like,
Snivy.
I met a guy named Seven today.
That's pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. You guys won't guess the.
Yeah, you should just tell us, McCabe.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Will she
Matilda.
ever listen to this?
Has she
Probably
listened to
not,
the past?
but.
I don't know.
Probably not.
Okay.
But
Marianne.
no.
Mary Jane.
No.
Amanda.
No.
Guess.
No.
I like his guesses.
Angelita.
No.
That's the same as Angelica.
Angelica. Mary Soul.
No.
Sarah.
Meredith.
No.
Sierra.
No.
Cynthia.
No. You guys won't guess this. I'm sorry.
Alejandra.
Trebecca?
Trebecca.
What'd you say?
Alejandra.
No.
Khadijah.
No.
Demi.
No. I like that name though.
Yeah?
I like the name Demi. I don't know
I think
why.
my favorite girl name is Reagan. Like, I know it's a president, but I just think it's cool. Like, that's what Megan Fox's character in New Girl was.
Yeah.
And she was a cool character, so I was like,
She actually was.
but I don't know. I just think Reagan's a really cool name.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the name that you said you liked? It was
Tara. I like that name a lot.
Tara?
Tara.
Not
Or
Tara?
Whatever,
Okay,
however
I was
it's pronounced.
My dog's name is Tara.
I like your dog.
Thanks, man. It's
I've
named
never-
after a song and a character in a book.
Terra means earth.
It does. Terra Firma.
I learned that from Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, the blonde chick.
She was my
awesome.
cartoon crush.
Really?
Yeah.
Years
I
in
was like,
Beast
I can
Boys.
fix her.
Because she went and worked for Slade, right?
Spoilers.
Come on, man. That's not even on the air anymore.
Oh my god! Okay, that's 10 years old.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
See, you're
Yeah.
not even.
Yeah, no,
Not
she
even
did.
fair. Okay.
I was a little romantic. I was a romantic child. I was
So
like,
was I.
I can fix her.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first crush was in 3rd grade. I was
Damn.
really young. And it's that same girl.
Yeah.
The one that dressed up in the Team Rocket.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mhm.
I think my first crush, her name was Zoe, and it was in
I like that
4th
name.
grade.
Nice.
She was super cute. Nice. But then, I was a dork. I was seriously like chubby, bowl haircut, glasses that were thick and the thin wire ones, and I was not an attractive
Harry
child.
Potter?
Yeah, pretty much. Like a chubby Harry Potter without the magical powers, so it didn't make up for it.
Oh no.
And yeah, I was an adorable baby, so that's all what I always go
There you
back to.
go. Yep.
So I was like, I'll have beautiful kids, but they're gonna have a crappy childhood.
They'll grow into their looks.
Yeah, exactly.
Same.
Because now I'm a beautiful, beautiful man.
Wow, wow.
We keep interrupting.
You're a 7. I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
I don't know.
Wow, let's just give ratings to everyone.
Oh,
I'll
God.
take a 7.
I'm a 5. It's
I'm a
okay.
Denver 7. I'm
A New York.
yeah, I'm New York 4, Denver 7, and Alaskan 10.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's attractive people in Alaska. I just picked a random place.
Sarah Palin's from Alaska.
She is, as is her children and family, I'm sure.
Who?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sarah Palin.
She scares me.
Does she?
She's a scary person. But
I mean, is she doing anything in the government
No,
politics anymore?
God no.
She had that reality show for a while with her daughter, right?
Yeah, and that's just because she got knocked up during the presidential.
That's right.
And I was like,
Out of wedlock with her boyfriend.
and then TLC was like, we can use that.
Let's make money. Her and Honey Boo Boo.
Now they're all famous and all.
Well, I mean, they're famous because her mom was running for vice president, but otherwise,
Mm.
yeah. And then there was always
Good
the.
times.
I always thought it was funny. It was like the husband wasn't involved in politics at all. I don't remember. I think he was like the stay-at-home dad type.
Oh, I
And
don't
then-
even know.
I don't know. I could be thinking of someone completely different, but that's what I remember.
Probably not. I didn't watch the show.
Yeah. My mom was obsessed with her. She bought the book that Sarah Palin wrote, The Going Rogue, and I read it just to see like what all the hubbub was about. And I'm like, okay, Mom, I'll talk to you about this when you read it. Has to this day has not read it. And so every time I call her, she's like, she just had foot surgery, so she's like, yeah, I'm getting bored, and I'm like, well, read a book, Mom. I always make fun of her because she never reads books, but she buys them all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom. Don't mean to call you out on the podcast, but if you got your friends to listen to this, it'd be a lot more embarrassing.
Mhm.
So get your friends to listen. I don't know if that's enticing her to get her friends to listen. I'm gonna embarrass you to your friends, Mom. Nah, she's a sweet lady. Keep bringing it back to my mama.
Nice.
So Jimmy, I don't know if we ever let you finish. I'm sorry. Like this is
I
what
don't
happened.
I was actually going to go
I
back
don't
to
even. I don't even know what I was gonna say. I'll comment on like the first crush thing if that's cool.
Yeah.
that. No.
I was
No,
in
no,
like
no.
third
Let's
grade.
say I'll pass the podcast.
Okay. I was in like third grade, and her name was Shayna, and I actually what? Yep, third grade.
You guys
Third
are
grade.
early
Yeah.
lovers.
I actually asked her out, and she said yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
And
are
then,
a hero. You are a god amongst men.
And then I didn't talk to her for
Third
like a
grade
month.
men.
Damn.
Hold on. So did you go on the date, or was it just you asked her out and then never talked to her?
I just asked her out, and then she's like, "Sure." Not this guy, because this guy had just asked her out like 15 minutes ago, apparently, and I just didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Aw.
And I was like, cool. And then I ran away, and then I didn't talk to her for like 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
just like, it wasn't even like intentional on my part.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't see her.
Actively.
Like, I didn't actively seek her out because we're in like the different classrooms in
Oh,
like
okay.
third grade.
Yeah, because you were like with
So-
your one class throughout all of your classes,
Yeah.
like all your different subject matters.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I get
you
that.
know how third grade goes.
Yeah. I was in private school for that, so that was super fun. I was like, third grade and fourth grade were together, and so I was like hanging out with the cooler older kids, and then one year I was the cooler older kid, and then I went to public school, and I was like, oh. Yeah, I went to Lutheran school from kindergarten to fourth grade, so that's just some fun tidbit about me.
I'm glad you made it to college.
Right?
Ouch.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, hype man. Did I ever
Oh
tell
my
you
God.
about the Kid Cudi concert I went to?
No.
Oh, so one of his openers was Logic, and his hype man was hilarious.
I
'cause
love Logic.
he was like the most wankster like white kid I ever saw, and he always did things like yeah boy,
Oh,
yeah, and just
God.
like he had his basketball jersey on, and he was just as white as can be. And he was just hyping up
Would
Logic.
one say as white as Wonder Bread?
Yes, I would. In fact,
That guy's probably an actor and like hates doing it,
Yeah.
but just knows he gets a lot of money from it. It's probably
See?
some like
Yeah.
up class, like wearing a suit type, and then goes and does that for his paychecks.
That would be so great. Just have no morals whatsoever and just be like, yeah, I do whatever I can for money. Get to travel with Kid Cudi. I'd do that just to travel with Kid Cudi. Even if I was like super embarrassed about it, I'd be like, I could put on a face for half an hour while we wait for Kid Cudi and just go to every Kid Cudi concert across.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Kid Cudi's
And
dope.
now I haven't heard much of Kid Cudi these days. Oh, I mean, I keep hearing about him because he has that thing with Drake going on right now.
I've tuned out all these stupid Twitter beefs or whatever.
Is that
the
all
hell
it
they
is? Because I keep seeing
man.
like the clickbaits that are like, Drake said this about Kid Cudi, and then Kid Cudi responds with this. And I'm like, cool. Like I like their music.
are. Yeah.
That's neat. So yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of cut myself off from social media for like every now and then I check Facebook just for the occasional thing, or when we're posting the episodes.
so you can't say that now that we have something that we're putting on social media.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch social media, but we want you guys to listen and
Yeah.
play with social media and listen to us.
Listen to us, but we will not see any of your feedback.
That's a lie. We comb over it weekly. We're
Yeah.
taking your advice. It's just kind of hard to do some of the stuff you've asked. you
Oh
know?
no, I check the YouTube views regularly.
Yeah,
which is why it's
definitely.
always going up by 1 because
Oh,
of
really?
me.
Oh man,
um,
we're getting a little bit of feedback, especially on the first episode. I got some people
yeah.
saying stuff. Yeah,
Mm.
and I was like,
Oh,
okay,
that's right.
do my
Don't do
best.
that weird crap into the microphone.
Yeah,
Don't do
directly into the microphone.
Don't
and
do it.
into America's ears.
I'm tempted.
I know you are. Do it from there, and you're fine. But
that.
just
Yes.
when it's in our ears, it's a little off-putting.
Very uncomforting.
We still love you, but now he's hyperventilating because he's so upset with what we're saying to him. That's right. Comfort him, Jimmy. Comfort him. Just full body embrace. Full body embrace.
I need the microphone. No. Okay, I'm good.
No
I got
full
it out of my
contact
system.
football.
I got it in my system.
No, I think he's just making sure because there might be some residual after he lets go.
I just want to reach my energy drink.
As he grabs the mic.
Okay.
I wanted to talk to you, America. They're gonna censor me.
Wake up, America! Don't be sheep.
Oh
Sheeple.
my god.
What were you saying, Jimothy?
I don't remember.
It was
What
he
was
weighed
it?
in on the first crush,
Oh.
and then we were curious if you wanted to discuss anything else that you've done this week in between school.
I had a test this morning.
How'd that go?
Better than it should have. Because I
that-
did not study until the 30 minutes before the test started. And
Mm.
there was only 2 questions that I could not answer. So that's pretty
impressive.
impressive for me.
Yeah.
Dude, that's pretty
So,
awesome.
Good times.
So, if you guys don't know,
Mhm.
we all go to the same school. And we all hate it because it's unnecessarily difficult
Yeah.
at times. I was going to say at times, but most of the time.
Most of the times.
And so, people hear us complaining about school and think we're over-exaggerating. We're not.
Yeah, everyone has his opinion.
hmm
So, anyway,
It's one of those schools where if you're not 100% doing just school,
or what you're wanting to do with your life. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that go in there like, hey, I think I want to do this, and then they decide halfway through or farther along,
like myself.
and myself,
And
that they want to go
myself.
do something else and actually gives them joy in their life,
hmm
as opposed to the draining that our school
Yeah.
does to us with joy.
Which is a problem I found with the American higher education system. If one, you don't know exactly what you want to do going into college. 2, you are financially set so you can spend 100% of your effort on only school. If you can't do those 2 things, you're gonna have a bad time.
It's
For a
true.
good chunk of that time.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun in between the classes and the lectures and the exams, but
Yeah.
when you're just behind on your work and you just feel like the weight of the world is on your tests and your homework and your labs, it's brutal. Like,
Mm.
can't express that enough because that's a good majority of my college career.
One would say it sucks a phallic symbol. I censored myself enough.
Yeah, you did.
Um,
But enough about us bitching and moaning about school.
Hmm.
McCowie,
Yeah.
tell us about your week. What did you get into? What did you do with yourself?
Okay, so not yesterday, Sunday. Okay, we're recording this on Monday. The illusion is off.
The Monday of Halloween.
But yeah, not yesterday, Sunday, but last week, Sunday, I went to my very first non-school stand-up show. And it was Hassan
Comedian
Minaj.
Comedian show.
Comedian.
Because there's like stand-up
Stand-up.
slam poetry, right?
I think stand-up is synonymous with
Stand-up comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it was Hassan Minhaj, and if you guys don't know who that is, he's one of the correspondents from The Daily Show. One of the funniest people. So, okay, what I really loved about his show, a few things. So, one, he reeled the crowd in instantly.
Really?
Like, he's not the biggest comedian in the world. You know, he's a correspondent on The Daily Show, which is nothing to, like, you know, blink at, but it's still, he's not the host of it. He's not Trevor Noah, you know what I mean? He's not Jon Stewart. That being said, the moment he stepped on stage, everyone, like, there was an uproar of applause, and then silence. Everyone was just waiting for him to talk. And I admired the hell out of that. Like, besides, you know, it was really funny. He's a hilarious comedian. His timing is always perfect. And he has these, like, seamless transitions from, like, really serious into, like, freaking hilarious. And then back into, like, really serious. So because he was talking about, like, you know, race relations in America and, you know, because he's Indian, being an immigrant in America and being Muslim, you know, after 9/11 and stuff like that. So these really heavy topics. And in between, like, he would, you know, sprinkle in just these like these hilarious, you know, anecdotes. Like, so I thought that was admirable. Like, he would go from talking about, you know, his AP Calc teacher in high school forcing their tiny ass class to go to prom together as an assignment because they're all nerds. And then seamlessly transition into, like, this heavy topic where the girl he was paired up with, he went to her house, and it was, like, this white family from Nebraska, and he saw a white dude taking pictures with her, and her mom was like, "Sorry, dear, we're sending these pictures to Nebraska. They have to look right."
Oh,
you know,
God.
because he's a brown boy.
Yeah.
And so it was just, like, this seamless, like, into, like, this super, like, deep and heart-wrenching moments, and then just laughing your ass off. I can't gush enough about it, guys. Like, I loved it. It was so good. But no, but the other thing that I'm going on for too long, aren't I?
No, it's fine. We talked for I don't know how long. I mean, us
Like,
more than Jimmy. But
Yeah.
sorry, Jimmy.
Again, we're selfish. Sorry.
Yes, we are.
It's all good.
Like, so it was called the Homecoming King show. That was his stand-up title.
Okay.
And it was basically talking about him, like, okay, let me back. Shit, I'm all over the place again. Okay.
Is this
So-
a nationwide tour that he's doing?
Yeah, it's a nationwide tour. So basically, okay, what was really cool about it is he would talk about those heavy topics, you know, being an immigrant, being, you know, a minority in this country, all that stuff, you know, being Muslim and all that. And then he would also talk about just, like, normal, you know, what's considered normal high schooler stuff, you know, stuff you would deal with as a high school kid, you know, especially if you're, like, a nerdy kid in high school who, you know, your family, all they cared about was school, you know, and, you know, being weird with, you know, being awkward around girls and not knowing to do this and not knowing how to do that, and, you know, your parents never saying good job because they're strict immigrant parents, so you never know if you're making them proud or not.
Yep.
And I was like, I relate too much to this. To this day. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. They might hear it. My mom and dad are very tough people, and so sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I did a good job, because my dad would just look at me and he's like, nod. I'm like, that's cool. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like talk about these ordinary, you know, everyday high schooler type of, you know, problems and just these funny situations he would find himself into, and like, and then sprinkling these really serious and heart-wrenching moments. But the one thing that I loved the most, he captivated the crowd. It was an hour and 15-minute long show. From start to finish, everyone in the crowd was just, like, zoned in. And I was like, that is power right there. Like, that, I want to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
It wasn't just because he was on the stage.
No.
That was everyone was facing.
exactly. No, it wasn't just, you know, shut up. No, it wasn't, like, people, like, you can feel just, I don't know, it sounds weird to say it, but, like, you can feel people were invested in what he was saying, you know what I mean? And I was like, I want to have that at some point where I can keep people's attention with just words, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I making sense?
That's what you're trying to do right now.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
mean-
we made the why you made the podcast.
I guess. But I just thought it was a really cool thing, like, being able to deliver, you know, just art and grab people's attention.
I
And
think that has a
relate.
lot to do with like his passion for what he's saying too. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I love about doing this is we're able to speak freely and I can't even talk passionately and
Eloquently?
eloquently. Thank
Not
you.
really. We're not eloquent.
Not eloquent at all. And when I try to say big words, I get confused.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just you got to put passion behind it because people can feel that.
Yeah.
People can feel that you're actually invested in what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And when you're invested in what you're talking about, they're invested in listening.
Yeah.
Because if you're just like making small talk, nobody's invested in small talk.
Yeah. And you know that podcast that I actually showed this, we listened to a few Dynamic Banter.
Oh
A
god.
few episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you haven't checked it all out, but the two guys that do Dynamic Banter, one of them his name is Steve Zaragoza and Mike Falzone. These like two comedians, and their podcast is literally just about nothing. But in one episode, they were talking about it, about this one topic that you just brought up, and I'm pointing as if the people listening know where I'm pointing right now.
John Yu.
John Yu. They were talking about it like, they were saying, like, if you are having fun and loving what you're saying and loving what you're doing, it almost gives people permission to join in on that fun. And I guess that's where that power comes from. I was like, that's profound. That's pretty cool. Like, if you don't give a shit about what you're saying, no one else will.
Either.
I lost track again, guys.
You're good.
But yeah, no, I loved it. And one of my favorite like running jokes during his set was about that same girl that he saw with like the white guy on prom night.
Yeah.
And so a few years later, he's a comedian now, and he's made somewhat of a name for himself in New York, and so he's headlining like this this one night at this comedy shop in Manhattan, and out of nowhere, that same girl hits him up. This is like after college.
Right.
They haven't spoken since then, and out of nowhere, she hits him up on Facebook saying, "Hey, remember we were prom dates?" Off the bat, he was like pissed off about it. It was hilarious. Anyway,
But that's more of a family prejudice thing more than her.
Exactly, and that's what he gets into later. He's like, because he actually met up with her. Well, I'll get to that. So, he was talking about how like she hit him up on Facebook saying, "Hey, me and my girls are in Manhattan. We were wondering if we can get tickets.
Oh yeah, that would
to
piss
your
me off,
show."
too.
And he got pissed. Like, he was even jumping on the stage, doing like, he's like, "Ooh," you can tell he was holding in all his anger. And then he responded. He was like, "Ooh, hey," I think her name was Bethany or whatever. Mm-hmm. "Hey, Bethany, sorry, there are going to be pictures taken at the comedy show, and we need to make sure they look right." I was like, "Whoa, that was so, ooh, that must have felt good."
See, that's something I've kind of experienced, like not to that level,
Yeah.
but like I've sold some tickets on Facebook, and it's like these people who I've technically friended on Facebook that I haven't talked to in forever. They're like, "Hey, can I get a good deal on those tickets?" And I'm like, I get that I know you and we've conversated, and that's why we're friends on Facebook, but that doesn't give you any more of a right to get a discount. Like, if my best friend, like if one of you guys wanted tickets, I'd do it like that. But these people are just coming out of the woodwork, just being like, "Hey, we're friends, give me a discount." It's like,
yeah,
screw yourself. Like, just move on. Like, you're lowest of the low, in my opinion, when you do that kind of stuff.
It's messed up. It's very opportunistic.
Yeah.
And so he went on talking about it, and he was like, "I had my Kanye moment. It was like, so good, blah blah blah." And by the way, his intro and outro music, the best playlist I've ever heard for any, like, it was just all amazing hip hop music, and I was like, yes, someone who has taste. It's not like,
Do you Shazam it all, or do you know?
No, I knew it all. It was like, a lot of older Kanye songs and like some Lupe songs, and I'm like, yes, this is so good. And so then the story moves along, and at some point he actually meets up with her, and what brought that up was one night he was like stalking her Facebook to see what she's been up to.
Yeah.
She ended up, being engaged to another Indian guy. And so he just lost his shit, especially because the other Indian guy she's engaged to has, like, how a lot of Indian people have very long last names? Yes. Like, he counted I don't know how to explain. Okay. Anyway, he counted the letters in this dude's name, and he was like 24 letters in his last name. And then he just went off. He was like, "So you said no to me, and then end up getting engaged to the most Indian guy." And so he ended up talking to her, and then it turns out, like, yeah, it was just her parents. Like, she was really pissed off about that night, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And it was all a misunderstanding. But it was a good show.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It was so good. Like, I left a changed man.
See, and that's more enticing now for you to go to more comedy shows. 'Cause that's one thing I'd love to go out and do more. Is in Denver we have this place called Comedy Works, and they do like sometimes big name comedians and sometimes low level and sometimes improv. Like it's just a bunch of comedy, and I think it's all amazing. And it's something I kind of want to get into. Like improv sounds like a lot of fun to me.
Yeah.
I'm not that great on my feet, like on my toes. That's what it's called, on my toes, and stuff like that. But I think it would be a lot of fun. And so like I've gone to I don't know how many comedy shows in Denver because I just love seeing these people work their magic.
Yeah.
And these people care so much, and they're just so inherently funny, and they want to bring that joy to the rest of the world, and I love that.
It's awesome. Like you relate on it's a wonderful experience. Like I didn't realize because I've never been to a concert either. Like a single musical concert.
Shamed.
And yeah, and I mean it was never a thing that was like on my list of things to do. I just didn't care enough. But like I realized, and I mean it's very different things obviously, stand up and musical concerts,
right.
But I was like, you feel more connected to more people, when you're all enjoying the same thing being delivered by someone who loves what they're delivering, trying to get you guys on the same page. And it's I don't know, I guess it makes you more empathetic in a weird way.
Yeah.
Which that was another feeling I felt. I left that, I was like, maybe not everyone is a shitty human being. Jimmy, you got anything to add? I always feel so bad. Like when Brian was here, I was doing this. Go ahead.
No dead air, man. That's the thing.
Just dynamic banter, just talking. Like I really like Hasan Minhaj, and I really relate to some of the stuff you were talking about. Just because, okay, for context, my mom's Mexican, my dad's half black, half white, so that makes me kind of
the world.
Yeah, we are the world. We are. Okay, I don't want to get copyrighted.
Copyright.
Oh no.
Yeah, drown out those sounds.
No, but it's like that's like real talk. Like I mean, like when I was like a little kid, like teachers would kind of offhandedly say like he's one of the good ones. And of course, I never knew what that meant until like way too late.
You racist shithead.
Yep, and just little things like that you just hear, and then like I remember my mom warning me about like dating white girls, and like I did date white girls, and it was honestly kind of weird because their dads were not super into me.
I mean, I don't know any father that's okay with their daughter dating anyone.
Yeah. But they're like
It's
super white, and they had like imagine like all the stuff on your wall. Imagine it all being crosses, crosses as far as the eye can see, and it was so intimidating. Oh my god! I thought they were gonna lynch me.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But just up till this day, man. I mean, like being mixed is one thing, being black's another, but it's affects us all, whatever race we are.
And that's one of the best things I think I've gotten out of the friendship with Macaulay and my new friendship with Jimmy is just being a half Mexican that grew up looking as white as can be. I didn't experience that at all. And so seeing other perspectives, it's just so enlightening. And I really enjoy that. But yeah, it's just something we're totally blind to until we, meet and converse with people that have experienced it.
Yeah.
I learned something from Shia LaBeouf this week.
Did you?
That was a sentence I never thought I would say.
Let's hear it.
At least after his Even Steven days. I learned so much from Even Stevens.
Oh my god.
Even Steven was friggin' gold. I'm doing really well with my censorship. Yeah. I'm censoring myself all right.
You're censoring yourself more than I am. I'm just not allowed to say the F word. That was the deal I made with my mama. Just can't drop the F-bomb, but everything else is cool.
Nice.
It's so tough though.
I know. That's why I said don't do it.
The F word is such a beautiful word.
It's so powerful though.
It's 4 letters and it carries so much emotion. Like it's as eloquent can be. Because you just say, I'm gonna say it.
Do it.
Just fuck. There's so much emotion with that word. And I'm like, I don't understand why there's such a negative, vibe. I don't know.
Yeah. My mom just every time we heard it in a movie, she's and I'm just like, Mom, it's just a word. She's like, I know, but I hate that word so much. I'm just
that's
like,
fair.
It's just a word. Like, to me, it carries just as much power as any other word. I mean, it adds a little more when you're saying it to small children. But in normal conversation, it's totally acceptable.
And here's the thing, though. Like, I get where your mom's coming from, because, like, it is a harsher word. Like, if you don't use it yourself. And because, like, my mom is similar. I mean, she doesn't care if I use it, but she looks at me weird if I use it like around my siblings.
No.
It's I guess it's a how you were raised thing, how you
Definitely
spoke, because like if my mom is really religious, my dad is not religious at all.
That's
So
my situation.
really,
Yeah.
Well, okay, my mom isn't too religious. Like she's religious, like in terms of pray and stuff like that.
And
And I
my
like
mom's up here with that kind of stuff.
what's that?
My mom's really, really conservative religious type.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, like my mom's religious only on the things that are like very simple to Muslims. So like, she tells me to go pray and stuff like that. And so because of that, she doesn't like when I curse, but she doesn't like hate it. She doesn't care enough to hate it.
Mm-hmm.
My dad doesn't care at all because he's said those words grammatically incorrect before because English isn't his first language.
Yeah.
Like one time, I remember when I was really young, like it was pretty early when we got here. And so my dad got pissed off at this dude. I forgot what the dude did. And he was just like, fuck of you. Oh, Dad, that's so fobbish. But, so it's weird because, like, I don't know. I forgot what... Shit, guys. I need to write shit down. But, as I was saying, I learned something from Shia LaBeouf.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was, you got to train empathy. Because empathy... What were we talking about before that? Before I said Shia LaBeouf?
Was it me? See, that's as soon as we're done with something talking, I'm just going with the conversation. So if we ever backpedal, I'm so lost.
Yeah.
We could just press rewind for a little bit.
Yeah, and then just
pull
pause.
back.
We'll pause real quick, folks. Rewind, listen to ourselves, and pick this right back up. Add the audio
Seamless.
onto it. Hey, we're back.
And we're back.
And we're
back.
I'm sorry, guys.
okay.
No.
I'm not sorry.
We're gonna give you like a shock collar that I have the
Oh my
controller
God.
for, and just like every time you goes, "Ding," and then we'll just get a little shriek on the podcast every so often. And you folks will know that's because McCawie got too close to the mic.
Yeah. If you hear a little interference in the audio.
It's McCawie getting electrocuted.
I'd
Just
be
enough.
I'd be afraid though, because this is like pretty, it's perpendicular to that plane. So if it's too much of a shock, it'll shoot out his headphones and probably give you some nasty feedback.
That's true.
So that'd be kind of fun. Oh gosh. I learned something from Shia LaBeouf this week.
What'd you learn?
I guess it's more something about him. I watched like the first 5 minutes of Diary of a Nymphomaniac, or whatever it was
I
called,
thought it
like
was just called
volume one.
Nymphomaniac.
Nymphomaniac, like
on
volume
Netflix.
1 and like volume 2. Yeah,
Mm.
my roommates apparently watched it without me, and they loved it or something because I don't know, they like smut.
I was intrigued by that movie when I heard about it too, because it's like they had porn stars actually have sex in the movie, and then they CGI'd the actors' heads onto theirs.
Yeah.
Really?
So it was actually bodies having sex, but it wasn't the actual actors,
Oh.
as opposed to like what they normally do, where it's just like put on flesh-colored underwear and bump that area into each other.
Like act like something's
Yeah.
So yeah, and that was a strange first few minutes because
Yep.
like Shia LaBeouf walks in and the girl's just basically take my virginity. I don't know if this is appropriate for this podcast. We're just gonna go with it.
Yeah.
Take my virginity. He's like, okay. He like basically just lays her on the bed, 3 humps in the front, 5 humps in the back, and then he just fucking leaves.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Why
I'm
is
just
this
like,
a movie?
yeah, and she's like, I was so humiliated by those numbers. I remembered them the rest of my life. 3 and 5. And I'm like, holy shit! What? This is like the first 10 minutes of a movie that
It's like
I
as
wasn't
close to
expecting
just
this.
porn that Hollywood is. Hollywood's probably produced a lot, but it's just
Yeah.
the one that's like critically acclaimed to have enough of an actor of Shia LaBeouf, and I forget who the main girl is.
I don't know.
but
She's
think
somewhat
pretty big.
significant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like Stellan Skarsgård, I don't know. If you remember the guy scientist from Thor.
Yes.
Yeah, he's in that movie, and he's the one that she's telling the story to.
Oh, so
'Cause
this
he
is like
picks
a
up on the street.
psychiatry session?
No, he just finds her. He just finds her beaten ass on the street and brings her into his house, gives her a bath, and then lays her down. And then she starts telling her story, and it's basically
geez.
like volume of a nymphomaniac, and she just tells her life story of how fucked up she is.
Jeez.
And it's
Sounds very artsy.
yeah, it seemed like it would have been. I stopped watching after.
Yeah,
like,
I would
that
too.
point.
That was
It was a little
that's
bit in. I was
intense.
like, wow, not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Sense8 again because that show is dope as hell.
I would have just
So,
turned into The
yeah.
Office. I was like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
that was
my
too rough.
movie.
I need to laugh.
I
Yeah.
need some Steve Carell.
Yep.
Oh, that's weird.
That is.
There's some strange movies out there.
Luckily, those are the ones that are deep, dark, hidden on Netflix and Hulu and the
Yep.
internet. And we're just watching, like, what did they just put on Netflix that I was excited about? Kung Fu Panda 3. I have yet to see that one, so I'm pretty stoked to watch that at some point. But I'm really pissed with Netflix because they're taking a bunch off awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, in fact. So, like, Addams Family, one of my favorite movies because it has my favorite power couple in it. Gomez and Morticia. Addams, love them.
Who?
Have you never seen The Addams Family?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. So it's just like this creepy family, and they have all these just creepy, like, quirks about them. And the patriarch and matriarch of the family are Gomez and Morticia Addams, and they're just so in love, and it's so inspiring. I know they're just characters, but it was an older TV show that they then turned into a couple movies. And their daughter Wednesday is like everyone's like secret, like, inner child that's like always wanting to do dangerous crap and stuff. I just thought it was funny. But yeah, so they're taking that off. They're taking Chuck, one of my favorite shows, even though it didn't end as well.
Yeah.
What else was I upset about? Powerpuff Girls.
It was on Netflix?
Yeah, all
What?
6 seasons.
Huh.
And then now they're rebooting it on Cartoon Network because they've ran out of ideas. Just like how they were like, hey, let's bastardize Teen Titans
Yeah.
and move on from there.
Yeah. I feel like they're just like it's a cool trend, like, looking at it though. Like how we're recycling certain media that came from, like, basically the 60s and 70s forward. Just recycling that media because this particular generation that was like the first generation raised with media, so I guess mainly like our parents and people just older than us.
Yeah.
They're the only ones consuming media like that now because all we consume is like Netflix and stuff. Because of course we watch movies, but it's all this revamped stuff from our childhood too.
Yeah.
So just following trends of where the media is going. So like with the YouTube stuff and like I basically only watch YouTube and Netflix.
Really?
And that's like all I watch because that's all I have time for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I get all of my media from, including like a lot of my news stuff is from YouTube. So I just like don't watch TV or movies anymore.
Jeez.
So there's no point in rebooting, there's no point in rebooting something that just came out that I just learned about.
Yeah.
But for the stuff about with our parents.
I think there's not enough original content out there anymore. They're just taking old ideas and recycling them.
Yeah.
But then again, if you hit all the low-hanging fruit of good story ideas, you're going to have to do that at some point.
I feel like, and by the way, we're at like 2,000 bars, so we got to end this soon. But like, going off of that a little bit, everything feels like it's being reused, only because the whole point of movies and TV shows is to deliver some kind of moral idea, like some basic ethical or, just something very simple and basic that everyone can relate to. And like, okay, I don't know if I'm making any sense. So like, you leave a feel-good movie, like a romantic comedy, for example. What you leave with from that movie is love is a beautiful thing, and that's basically it. And so you connect that movie to that basic idea. You see another movie that also connects to that basic idea, and I feel like everything feels reused in that sense, even though you can have fairly original things, but with the same... Am I making sense?
See, that makes sense to me, but I'm just saying, like, the people who are literally like, hey, this was the idea from the 80s, let's revamp it with
like
current CGI, current ability,
like an actual
and actors.
title. Just
yeah.
Okay.
Just Ghostbusters, to name a few. Ghostbusters, what is... Like, I mean, it's kind of hard to do that with the, like, superhero TV shows, because those I mean, I'm biased because I'm a big fan, but it's like, it's hard not to do those again and again, because there's so many different ways you can tell these stories, because the writers of the comic books have done it in so many different ways.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just things like that it's like, we had it good in the past, so we need to redo it for our current generation.
People live in the past too much.
It's true.
And that's not good.
But I mean, if we don't know our past, we're doomed to repeat it. Is that the saying?
You can know your past, but don't recreate the movies. That's what history's for.
That's true.
They'll learn from this era is like, we're just gonna stop revamping movies every 5 years.
Let's finally just put in some original stuff out there.
Yeah.
But then you also have to consider, like, how difficult would it be? Like, it's probably pretty tough to create something original because we live in the digital age and so much has been created.
That's what I'm saying though. With as much as has been created, that was a rough
That's a
sentence.
weird
and
sentence.
I apologize for it, but it's just there's so much out there and there's so many creative people in the world. It's just giving them the time of day and not just like using these writers over and over again to give them basically the same crap.
True.
So just reach out, Hollywood. I'm calling you out, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Just reach out to the community. There's, I'm sure, millions of playwrights living in Los Angeles just hoping to get their big break. Give them a chance.
Yeah, so me and John listened to a podcast called Only Stupid Answers. It's one of my favorites.
Mine too.
And it's with these two guys from the SourceFed YouTube channel.
Yeah.
One of the Sam Basher, he's like one of the hosts, and DJ Wooldridge, he's one of the editors. DJ is like a writer. Like he lives and breathes comic books. And so there was like a thing a while back on SourceFed where people, like some of the hosts were like trying to get him to write for Arrow because season 3 and 4 of Arrow sucked ass. And so I'm like, I bet you anything, if DJ wrote even just one episode of Arrow, it would have been an amazing episode because he wouldn't bring in that whole we're writing this to make money and bring in viewers. He would be like,
I'm passionate about the content, so I'm going to
Exactly.
do my best.
Yeah. So it's all about giving chances and also representing, like going back to the whole race talk earlier, when you allow people of different backgrounds to also, contribute to something, that's also when you get original ideas.
Yeah, and that's something new that the white American way to bring race into it, John. the just common people are given chances. You're able to expand that and culturize America.
And so like give people of different backgrounds a little more to contribute in certain ideas, and give people with lesser names, give them a shot.
Yeah.
There's, as you said, John, again pointing,
As you said, John.
Yeah. Tons of smaller writers out there who can probably write the best movies and TV shows, but because they're no names, according to the Hollywood algorithm, we'll never hear anything from them. So that's a bummer.
I think my one thing to say about that is movies and TVs are moving away from being like the central media. Like kind of what I was talking about earlier. All these people are creating original content for like podcasts and YouTube. And like YouTube Red, that's like the whole theme of it. Is just trying to make like it its own TV channel.
And no ads.
And no ads. And just everything like that. So like I wish I listened to Welcome to Night Vale and just
I've heard of that.
yeah, and it's amazing. Like I love the podcast to death. That's probably one of the things in this life that I actually truly love, and I love listening to it. And there's probably going to be an episode that's going to drop in like an hour. Actually, it's on the East Coast. It probably just dropped like 3 minutes ago. Then, and I just want to listen to it right now, just because I really do love it that much. And the way they deliver it, it's a podcast. And it's meant to be not seen. Like, you don't have any...
Well, it's like a radio show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a radio show, and it's meant to be not seen. And just, like, the way they describe things, and, like, the weird, like, almost creepypasta-esque of, like, how you, like, describe something like a cat or a dog, because it's completely different from the way you think of it. And it's basically just going off of a universe that isn't known. And that's, like, its whole premise, and it's amazing. And just, like, people are making content like that because of Patreon. Because they can get paid now.
Yeah.
So there's Patreon and there's, I forget, there are a few others. And YouTube pays its creators and such things. And just like these little people have the power to get funded.
Yeah.
And I guess my only thing to say to like a person who is an aspiring writer is like try and get funded somehow. Just talk to people and talk to Patreon and try to get a Kickstarter and like GoFundMe and all that crap.
Crowdfunding's the way to go.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about Dynamic Banter. Like, I know it's the silliest podcast about literally nothing. That's how they introduce it. It's like, this is the podcast house. I give up. I love Dynamic Banter for the same reason. So it's like these two guys just literally talking about nothing. They're just there in Steve's room talking about whatever the fuck they want to talk about. Shit, there we go again.
As you expletive at your expletive.
Yeah. But yeah, like, it's just, and because they can now, because there's an audience that understands like, oh, this is really cool and I really like it and we can support these people, because now things are moving away from traditional media because of Patreon and because of like, what's it called? when a company's sponsorships,
There you go.
you know, and like you find an audience because people are now able to create more of that content. I don't know how to word this, but I'm just basically repeating your point with the dynamic banter. But it's good shit.
Back to you.
Back to me. I think I'm gonna pull the plug on it because I hate having to do long podcasts because I know I don't like this. I mean, I love listening to long podcasts, but that's just because I have long commutes.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for people. It's like, hey, we love you people out there who are listening and supporting us, but we don't want to take all of your time. We understand that you have lives and things out there, and this is just fun for us. So I apologize to you guys if you wanted to continue, but
No, it's all good. Nah, I was about to cut it off myself too. I'm
Okay.
like, we're at 2,200 bars.
yeah, which we've realized is a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had a lot time. Thank you, Jimmy, for so much for coming and
It's a lot of fun.
contributing.
It's good.
Hopefully have you
I had an
back
alright
sometime.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicago is just okay with you being here. And, yeah, I think I had fun. What about you guys?
Definitely.
I had tons of fun.
Good
I
time.
love doing stuff like, cause I have I'm gonna stop myself because I'm gonna go on and on. I love doing shit like this, even if no one listens to it.
Oh yeah.
It's cool. I
It
like
is.
it.
Plus, hearing your own voice on the internet, I think that's really cool.
Feeds an ego.
I mean, it's weird and it feeds an ego. Agreed. But
But
so on and so
good.
forth.
It's
All right.
cool.
Well, thank you guys so much. We're gonna drop some
real quick.
social medias.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, that's
Don't
what you're
end
gonna
it
say.
right now.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna be like, hey, McCowie, where can they get a hold of us to let us know how to be better, or, tell us to shut up?
So, if you want to follow us on Twitter, on the Tweeties, it's at possibly dope, or you can just search up We're Not Cool. But yeah, the Twitter handle's at possibly dope. The email is possiblydope@gmail.com, because We're Not Cool at Gmail doesn't roll off the tongue the same way. So possiblydope@gmail.com if you want to send us an email, suggestions, yada yada yada. What else? Where else?
Facebook, We're Not Cool podcasts, right?
It's just We're Not Cool and then a dot. Yeah,
And then a
so
period.
just an
So
actual period.
The actual period, not the word period. And then I think that's it. I mean, you're going to be listening to this on YouTube,
Yeah.
so we're not going to drop YouTube because obviously you know where to find us.
Yeah.
If you know thus far. I mean, we're posting to social media on our personal pages to let people know that we're doing this right. So yeah.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah. I mean, you could drop it. I couldn't. Because we all love Biggie. Anyway, so yeah, thank you so much. Any final words, people?
Jimmy,
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
You're very welcome.
you want to come back again?
Sure.
Cool.
We'll set that up sometime.
I don't know about you, John, but I kind of like Jimmy on the podcast.
Yeah?
He's all right. We'll discuss this after the podcast.
Let's
I'm
not
kidding.
talk about him in front of his face.
Jimmy's a wonderful human being,
That he is.
but I forgot. Oh, we're working on getting it on iTunes and
Google Play.
and
Yeah.
Spotify.
Because we know you people don't want to keep your YouTube open unless you have YouTube Red, like us cool people. But yeah, no, we understand that it's hard to just keep it that and get your data vampire. That an hour and something podcast is going to be at this point. So yeah, cutting us off. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope to see you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.